All right, Shalom. This is Sahara One Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwadim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. All right, let's go ahead and dive in, man. This lesson today, more so an update on our salvation, because I'm going to show you this real quick. Start off with this one. One second. That's right, here we go. I'm going to go to Luke 21:28. I'm going to pull it up on here first. Start off with the scripture. Luke 21:28. All right. It says here, Luke 21:28. This is what we're going to get into, man. Because we're in these last days, man, the time of judgment. You got chariots popping up. This is our salvation. I'm going to just get into it. This is Luke 21:28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh, man. All right. So what I want to get into is these recent upticks in chariot sightings, all right, what they call UFOs. I think I'll start with that. Let me go here, matter of fact. Let me go here. All right, let's start here, man. Get straight to the nitty gritty. Now you see this alleged chariot right here. Let me go to it, share my screen. Right there. Make sure you can see it. Go ahead. All right. Now this chariot popped up. Let me get it. I'll read it on this clip real quick, so I can. I got a lot to show today. Hopefully, I'm gonna have to break it up into a few lessons. It's called the sphere-shaped UFO, spotted flying over Colombia. All right. The unnamed witness was recording on his camera and enjoying the early morning quiet before the unidentified object appeared and began changing direction with sudden, precise shifts. All right. And now we know about that. We could read that. So I don't want to get too detailed, but let's get it real quick. Here you go. Get this real fast. This is Ezekiel 1:12. Actually, Ezekiel 1:14. And when they went, talking about the chariots, when they went on their way, they went upon their four sides, meaning they just went on every side of each chariot. Once you understand that, I want to get too detailed. And they turned not when they went, man. All right, so they don't have to do turns like an airplane does. They can just do abrupt turns, and go any direction. Now let's keep reading. It says the unnamed witness. So they said they were doing precise shifts. All right, that's why they call them UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, meaning they're doing things that go beyond human laws of physics. The sphere-shaped gadget was seen flying above the man, darting down the other side of a hill and coming back into the shot. It it then flew around in front of him, moving from left to right in midair, man. All right. The object flew directly over the city before eventually slowing down and landing on the hill in front of him. It appeared to be a sphere shaped with a silver and gray coating. Come on, man. The man recorded himself walking towards the suspected UFO or chariot, which was seen on the ground among some brambles. The camera then cut off with no further updates on what happened next. All right. So now the reason I want to get this topic is because of this right here. All right. So you see that from the picture, this news clip. But now let's go here and check this out. Boom. This is called the celestial event over Basel or Basel in 1566. All right. In 1566. Now, this was a celestial event, meaning something that happened out in the heavens. Look at this. Don't it look just like this right here? Same thing. All right. They just didn't know how to draw it back then. Look. All right. So I got a straight up picture of it. Let me see. Let's see if I got a picture of it. Look at this one. Look in the background. They said these chariots were like cannonballs. All right. Matter of fact, let's read it, man, because it's crazy, man. Now this guy described it as a spherical silver metallic black object in the sky, right? Like a sphere. In the ancient times, around the 1500s, I mean, um, they called it a cannonball in the sky or a fiery cannonball, right? Let's read it, man. Let's read it. What's this? All right, this is from this article from celestial event over Basel, whatever, however you say that shit. August 1566. Now it says the celestial event over Basel in 1566, a dazzling array of celestial phenomena occurred over the skies and oh god damn, let me look at this damn word I said. Excuse me one moment. How the hell you say this damn word? Is it Basel or Basel? I think it's Basel. I'm just read it as Basel. All right. Let's keep going. It says here in July, August 1566, the spectacle. All right, this was a spectacle, right? Was I mean every eye is going to see it when it's time. The spectacle was so unusual. This was in Solomon chapter 5 that it precipitated much public discussion and the publication of a leaflet. All right, the leaflet back then was like today's internet. It was like the news. You know what I mean? So it made it to the front page news. Just like today, it's popping up on the news. These chariot sightings. Because what? Because the Most High wants to be seen at this time. All right, when it comes time for judgment or a certain prophecy or the Most High is about to intervene, divine intervention, He'll send His angels or His prophets to show His presence. All right. So the angels, when we see the angels, it represents the presence of the Most High. And these are signs for the wicked to see that their judgment is coming. And there's also signs for the elect. That's why I said, lift up your eyes because your salvation draweth nigh. When you see these signs pass. Matter of fact, let's go here real quick. I'm gonna go somewhere real fast, real quick. Let's go here. This is Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moons and in the stars. And those chariots are part of the signs as well. All right, those chariot sightings, those are part of the signs and the prophecies. And upon the earth, the stress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. The powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right, so not only World War III and the destruction coming, but seeing those chariots is a fearful sight. All right, that's part of the signs. Now, the signs of what? Our deliverance and these heathens, the wicked's judgment. So let's go back to this article. It says here, so this caused the publication of a leaflet which reflects a Switzerland grappling with deep social unease and tension. That's what they were going through at that time. See, on the earth, the stress of nations. So whenever that happens, that shows that the Most High is causing a stir, stirring things up. So it was deep social tension and unease at that time in 1566, of which we were in slavery. A peculiar display, a spectacle, a spectacular sunrise, sunsets, and something that appeared to resemble an aerial battle. It shocked the citizens of Basel, during the summer of 1566. So it was like an in-air battle that went on. So these chariots were doing mock military maneuvers and mocking Esau about the wars that they was about to go through. All right, as the angels, the Lord fighting against them. And a story similar to this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep reading first before I go there. All right, because the in-air battle which shocked the citizens. Now, damn, let me see. Damn, should I go there now? Nah, wait. The citizens of Basel during the summer of 1566, the strange sightings, right? Because Wisdom of Solomon, uh, chapter 5 says it's going to be strange to them. The strange sightings began when what was a dimly, damn, they can't write, man, shit. Began when what was a dimly lit sunset suddenly turned vermilion. Damn. So it was a dimly lit sunset, and then out of nowhere it just turned vermilion. Let's see what vermilion is. All right, this is vermilion. It says the sunset just turned like what was that movie? Beverly Hills Cop when it first part one or part two. We were looking for the red mud, and then the sky was like all red. Everything was just red on there. So the sky was red and lowering, turned vermilion red, a bright red color. Deep, man. All right, so this is what they saw. So let's go back. Now it says here, all right, it says the strange sightings began when what was a dimly lit sunset suddenly turned vermilion on the evening of July 27, 1566. after a total lunar eclipse. Come on, man. Signs in the sun and the moon, right after a total lunar eclipse. Um, Overnight, a bloody sunrise awoke worried Baselers as the phenomenon bathed the city in red throughout the day on July 28, 1566. After what seemed like a return to normality, just like right now, a new aerial phenomenon appeared on the morning, sheesh, of August 7th, 1566, as a fiery and black circular objects shaped like what? Cannonballs. Shaped like cannonballs. Come on, man. Shaped like cannonballs. Right? Look at that. I can't get no more clearer than that. These are the same things from back then. And they've always been here. Watching. Right here, see? Let's go back real quick. I think I already got it in my notes. Let's go to Proverbs 15:3. It says, the eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. All right, this is the eyes of the Lord. He can see through them. They report back to the Father. They keep watch over the earth. They're the watchers that the scriptures speak about. I did a lesson on it like a week ago. All right, the watchers. Now, now check this out. Matter of fact, real fast. I don't want to get off track. Let's go to Exodus 14:24. This happened back when 1446 BC. The angels were sighted and even written about in the Egyptian hieroglyphs, the Babylonian steles. Exodus 14:24. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, Yahweh looked unto the host of the Egyptians. That's when the Egyptians were chasing us, or Pharaoh's army. That's Pharaoh sent out his army at first, but then that's a whole nother story. But he sent out his army, and his army came after us into the Red Sea. Then a chariot, that same chariot that was a cloud by day and a fire by night, not specifically this one, but these chariots. Um, Check this out. There was an angel in it, and the Lord looked through the chariot, because these are the eyes of the Lord on this earth. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, Yahweh looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and he troubled the host of the Egyptians. He looked through these, man. So these are his eyes. The Lord can look at the earth, or he can send his angels, or he can look right at you through the chariot like a magnifying glass. Sheesh. Right? So these chariots represent the presence of the Lord. Let's go back to this topic. Let me read it. It says, they appeared as a fiery and black circular objects shaped like cannonballs. That's how they described them in 1566, like cannonballs. Come on, man. All right, so let's go back. This is how they look. All right, these represent the eyes of the Lord. And there's many shapes, different chariots. And it said fiery. So let's get that real quick. Check this out. Oops, unlucky. Let's go over here. It says Exodus 13:21, and Yahweh went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud. All right, so by day in a pillar of a cloud. So this one probably, like they say, the pill-shaped UFO or the tic-tac shaped chariot. like a pillar, cloudy pillar, meaning a platform in the sky. That what that means? See. All right, so if we go to pillar, it says here, I I mawad, I ma wada. All right, and it says pillar, a piece, a column. All right, it says something that's upright, but it wasn't upright. It was just something that was erected in the sky. All right, like levels to it. Column of smoke, like a cloud. A platform. So this is a platform in the sky, stretched out. That's what they call a tic tac. Elongated chariot. A piece, a pillar. All right, platform. If you look up the term platform, it says here a platform is a raised level surface on which people or things can stand. All right, so these chariots are platforms. Matter of fact, let me get that, man. That's deep, man. Let me go to it's in Revelations. One moment, bear with me, bear with me. All right, Revelations 10. All right, let's go there real quick. That shows you that the angels have platforms under them. This is Revelations 10 and 1. I saw another mighty angel coming down from the heaven. See, that's what they saw. They saw the angels coming down from the heavens. That's what they call the celestial event. Clothed with a cloud. So they were inside the chariot. All right. And a rainbow was upon his head, meaning that the chariot was glowing. It had colors all emanating from it. And his face was as the sun, as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. All right. So he had a platform up under him that was like fire, which is that chariot right here. So there you go. It says that's pillars of fire, column, pillar of fire, flames rising like pillars, a prop of or support to stiffen, properly akin to the base of a post, a style, support, pillar. All right, so that's what these chariots, they got floors to them in the sky. All right, they're like apartments in the sky. That's what the Lord called them, chambers. A physical vehicle that they were looking up at that had a floor to it. So let's go back to this article. It says here, it was a fiery, oh, yeah, fiery and black circular objects. Now let's go back to this. All right, so it said a pillar of a cloud. Let's go to fire. And it says a fire by day. All right, and that Hebrew word is ash. So it was supernatural, accompanying theophany. All right, let's see what theophany is. So it's called a theophonic cloud. Let's see what that is. Let me go up to the cloud real quick. Since we on this topic, go through all these. This is Ainan or I know. All right, I know. And it says cloud cloudy mass, so fire by day, fire by night, theophanic fire, or a cloudy mass, which is a theophanic cloud. Notice they're saying that word twice. And theo deals with I forgot what that means, a god or something like that. A cloud as covering the sky. These chariots was covering the sky, man. The nimbus, like on Dragon Ball Z, was riding upon the cloud, or a thunder cloud. So now this is how it looked in the sky, like a cloud with energy in it. It was covering the sky, but it had a floor to it. Theophanic. I'm gonna look up that word. Theophanic. All right. This is a theophanic. This is called a cloudy mass. When you look up a cloudy mass, this what comes up: an air mass or a thunderstorm cloud. All right. Look at that. A cloudy mass. So, that's how them chariots was looking. All right. So now, if we go to theophanic cloud, the definition, it says a theophanic cloud is a religious context, refers to a cloud that serves as a visible manifestation of Yahweh's presence and glory. So these chariots are a physical, visible manifestation of Yahweh's presence in our realm when you see those chariots. It's often described in the Old Testament as a pillar of cloud and fire, guiding and protecting the Israelites. This cloud or chariots symbolize Yahweh's transcendence and immanence, revealing his power and glory to his people. So when we see this, all right, and we see other, as I'm going to read in a minute, it's the Lord revealing his power and glory to his people. Now we know why the slaves would sing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot" coming forth to carry us home. Or we knew the Most High was still with us in slavery. All right, so that's the term fire by cloud by day, fire by night. Now let's continue. It says here, it appeared as a fiery and black circular object shaped like cannonballs appeared to engage one another in battle formation and later disintegrated across the afternoon sky. They took off. That's what probably happened. The sightings stimulated a great deal of concern and speculation among local inhabitants who struggled to understand the meaning of what just occurred. They had no idea what the hell happened. So, and it was right during a invasion from the Ottoman Turks. It was a big battle that happened among the Catholics and the Protestants at that time. All right. Matter of fact, do I want to read that now? I'll read this other article. All right, just don't forget this part right here where it says they appeared to engage in battle formation. All right. Come on, man. It looked ghostly. So let's go to, let me get rid of this one. Let's go to this one because it's kind of similar. Watch this. UFO in 1665, the air battle of Stralsund. All right, they call this an air battle. They witnessed a bunch of chariots show up, and that's how they describe them, like theophanic clouds or vehicles, spheres that had electricity coming from them, and they appeared to engage in battle in the sky. In April 1665, 6 fishermen witnessed an unexplained celestial phenomenon. An aerial battle in the skies above the Baltic Sea near Stralsund. All right. Now the other one was in 1566. This one is in 1655. A UFO in 1665 is the first exhibition of its kind to focus on this historical UFO sighting with with reference to what the hell contemporaneous visual and textual sources. The exhibition reconstructs the way the event was portrayed in the media back then and exposes certain paradigms and communications strategies that are still used today to determine how we report. They basically saying they're gonna keep it secret, like they're doing today. Unexplained UFPs. The exhibition or the investigation takes visitors on an expedition into a strange and unfamiliar world of images that otherwise remains concealed from the museum's general audience. Let's see if we can get to the point. Let's get to the point. Here you go. It said everything here is centered around one of the most spectacular celestial phenomena of the modern era. At 2 p.m. on April 8th, 1665, six fishermen who were fishing for herring. Herring, ain't that birds? Oh, anyway, I could be wrong. They were fishing for herring off the coast of Stralsund. Watch they watched on as great flocks of birds in the sky morph into what they call warships. So they was basically the chariots. They thought they were birds. All right. So they morphed into what they call warships. That's like transformers and shit. So they were just looking at them. Next thing you know, they turned into like battle formation and engaged in a thunderous air battle. Thunderous. The decks team TEEM, not TEAM. These motherfuckers cannot write. So it's basically team. So I mean, like it was a bunch of ghostly figures up there. It was teaming with it. The decks, the decks teamed with ghostly figures. Ghostly figures. When at dusk, a flat, damn. So then at dusk, out of nowhere, a flat round shape like a plate. That's what they started calling them flying saucers in the 1960s. A flat round shape like a plate appears above St. Nicholas Church and they flee. The following day, they find that they are trembling all over and complain of pain. Yeah, they're going to be complaining of pain, all right? They say left them trembling all over. Check this out. They sound like Belshazzar. The Lord made his bowels loose. Yep. Second Ezra 15 and 37. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth. Trembling all over. There's going to be more of that. And trembling upon earth. And they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. See that's the effect the Lord going to have on these devils, man. Trembling. But let's deal with this now. It said the decks teamed with ghostly figures, and they was doing like a battle formation. All right. I'm not gonna read all this. All right, but the visual themes of the 17th century were likely also decisive in the terms of determining how the media shaped depictions of the air battle. All right, so it was like an air battle. They called them airships. It's crazy, man. All right, so let's read something real fast from that time, or that matches up with that time. Now, this happened in 169 BC, and the angels showed an air battle right before they took down Antiochus Epiphanes and the Greeks by the hands of the Maccabees. In 164 BC was brought in Hanukkah, the rededication of the temple. All right, and Antiochus Epiphanes was another Edomite uh, devil. So this is Second Maccabees chapter 5 verse 1. About the same time, Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt, and that was around 168 BC. His first voyage was 169, and then it happened. See, out of nowhere, it just happened, just like they said in the article, that through all the city, it was publicized for the space of almost 40 days, like a month and some days. There were seen horsemen running in the air. So these were chariots that were being controlled. All right, so horsemen. So there were people, they were angels, look like men controlling it. These horses represent power. Talking about the chariots. In cloth of gold and armed with lances, like a band of soldiers. So they were in battle formation. They look like a band of soldiers, man, moving in unison. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Check this one out. This other one. I got another one. I'm gonna show you. There you go. Look at this one. This just came out the other day. What is all this? Get that off of there. All right. So it says here, terrifying new theory of what's behind the Tic Tac UFOs that keep rising from ocean from the ocean. Damn. In front of U.S. Navy sailors. The UFO expert who released a new video this week showing the infamous Tic Tac. We keep calling it Tic Tac, man. You know, scripture say a pillar, cloudy pillar. All right, has revealed bombshell theories about the phenomenon. Jeremy Corbell, an investigative journalist, which he still be kind of throwing people off too. You know, he know a lot, but I can't say it. It's it's confidential, so I don't know if I can say that. I can't. Man, just shut. See, and filmmaker known for his work with George Knapp on military documented unidentified anomalous phenomenon UAP, has once again ignited public debate over UFOs. This time with newly released footage captured aboard the USS Jackson in 2023. The video made public Tuesday after a multi-year verification process shows what Corbell and military witnesses describe as a self-luminous, so illuminating, glowing like fire, wingless, so it had no wings on it to have to catch the wind, so it can turn without like a plane. Instead of a plane has to turn fully around. Tailless, all right. So defying the laws of gravity. Craft rising from the Pacific Ocean. But Corbell insists the new footage is far from an isolated event. Instead, he says it fits a broader and increasingly alarming pattern. Repeated sightings of intelligently controlled craft. See, these are intelligently controlled that defy known aerodynamics. Appear regularly in the same offshore military training zone and may originate from below the ocean surface. They don't know where the hell they're coming from. All right. It said the UAP surrounded 10 Navy warships over multiple nights, just like we just read in Second Maccabees. It said multiple nights, same way, but it said 40 days. The new footage, he argues, is standalone, not a standalone revelation, but part of a growing body. The same thing he just said. All right, so let's see if we got another point right here. That's what I wanted to show. The Navy veteran tracked the object using the ship's high-powered Sapphire FLIR thermal targeting system. Right, because in thermal targeting, that means black is hot and white is hot. All right, so right here in this picture, black is hot. So that means they can't see it with the naked eye. But with this thermal system, you can see something over there out over the ocean in the dark of night. And it was actually on fire, but they couldn't see it. And it was four objects, but they only caught two on camera. All right. So it says shooting off simultaneously. So like, yeah, let me read this. According to the witnesses, the radar detected four unknown targets in the area, though two were captured on video. According to the witness, all four UAPs or chariots performed an instantaneous, synchronized maneuver, shooting off simultaneously without visible propulsion, suggesting intelligent coordination, like a band of soldiers. Right? Too eerie, scary as hell. That's what that means. When somebody say eerie, that means they scared. UFOs have been caught on a U.S. naval camera emerging from the ocean and taking off in a synchronized flight off the coast of Southern California. This was captured in 2023. So look at that, man. It's beautiful. All right. And Yahweh Razazah someday will be inside those chariots. It's become a working theory among people close to this that there's an underwater base. Anyway, shut the hell. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's read this, man. Where was I at? Let's go back to this. So you're reading these stories, nothing new under the sun, right? And his hands, this shows that the Lord's hands are working in the earth. And when you read Ezekiel 1, that vision is standing true that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men and gives it to whomsoever he will. And he sends his angels. His eyes are in the earth as well, watching or over the earth. All right. So that's what Ezekiel was showing. The same way the Most High put the sun, moon, and the stars, and he controls that from the heavens, and they operate in the earth. The sun, moon, and the stars, they affect the earth. It's the same way the Lord controls the holy angels, even Yahweh Shai, and they operate in the earth and in the heavens. All right, verse 2. 2 Maccabees 5:2. And then it happened that through all the city for the space of almost 40 days that there were seen horsemen running in the air in cloth of gold and armed with lances like a band of soldiers. So this technology is way before the earth even existed. It's angelic, fourth dimensional. That's why they're preparing for a war, a battle. It says, and troops of horsemen in array. So they was in battle formation, encountering and running one against another. That's why Ezekiel, it says they kissed, meaning they would interlock, or the chariots could pass through each other. The same way you see these what they call them, blue angels. They try to copy off the angels. You know, the airplane shows, aircraft shows here in Florida. They try to get as close as they can, do maneuvers where these angels can literally touch. All right. So they were encountering one another. It looked like a what? An air battle, just like we read right here. Look at that. The air battle of Stralsund. You might recall this, the air battle over the Greeks. A troop and troops of horsemen in array, so it was a bunch of them, encountering and one and running one against another with shaking of shields and multitude of pikes and pike. Uh, uh, so they had defenses and they had pikes, meaning like sharp instruments held by infantry. And infantry is a band of soldiers. So they had weapons, they had lasers and drawing of swords, all kind of weaponry, and casting of darts, which would be those lasers and beams, right? Glittering of golden ornaments and harness of all sorts, so it was metallic. Wherefore every man prayed that the apparition might turn to good. All right, so they were scared as hell, man. So check this out. Let me read this one. Should I read this one? I don't know. You might. Damn. Check this out, man. It's another one. This is a whole nother incident. Whole nother incident. And this is how the picture looked from that one. This is what they drew. Same thing. Look, but you can see the whole army. They got the pillar, which they call today they call it the tic tac. All right. And then you got the little globe ones that look like fire, or they said black sometimes, cannonballs, or some of them say they look like fiery balls in the sky, the spheres. And then you had this big pillar, black platform that showed up right here, and they drew it just like they said in this one. What was I reading? Was it this one? Was it this one? Was it this one? Oh, was that one. All right. So yeah, remember they said a fiery black objects look like cannonballs, and then out of nowhere, a flat black disc showed up that covered the whole sky. All right, so let's go. I want to read this one real quick. All right, so 1561, a celestial phenomenon over Nuremberg. In April 1561, broadsheet, the phenomenon of unidentified flying objects above Nuremberg. All right, cool. I'm gonna get to the point. All right, so here you go. According to the broadsheet, around dawn of April 14, 1561, many men and women of Nuremberg, they saw the broadsheet, which is like the news, describes as an aerial battle out of the sun. An aerial battle in the direction of the sun, man. Come on, man. Matter of fact, let's get something real quick. Let me go somewhere real quick. Check this out, because that's what they're gonna see real soon. Uh, let's get this one. I'm gonna go to Chronicles, First Chronicles. Let's go to First Chronicles 21 and 16. All right. This one the Most High sent the angel to judge Israel because of David, King David. First Chronicles 21 and 16. And David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel of Yahweh. So he saw a chariot standing between the earth and heaven. That means what? That mean he was up there in the sky. Right? It was a chariot in the sky, having a drawn sword in his hand, stretched out over Jerusalem, just like that sword is drawn, a military action today over the wicked. Then David and the elders of Israel who were clothed in sackcloth fell upon their faces, right? Because these things will cause fear. Now check this out. Let's go to right. They said they saw it in the sun. Let's go to Revelation 19 and 17. This is Revelation 19 and 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. That means standing in the sky between the earth and heaven. But this was in the direction of the sun. All right. And he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven. See, saying where he was in the midst of heaven. Come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power. All right. So so when it speaks of angels standing in the sun, let me get one more. Let me see if I can get this. That's what it's talking about. It's in the sky. All right. Matter of fact, I'm just keep going. I'm gonna get too stuck on that topic. So yeah, man, this is coming. All right. So when you see what they said, the angel standing between the earth and the sun. I mean, standing in the sun or between the earth and heaven. That means they set up for judgment. They're ready to bring judgment from heaven to the earth. All right. So let's go back. Where was I? What was I reading? What was I reading? Oh, this new article. That's what I was reading. All right. So according to the broadsheet, around dawn, April 14, 1561, many men and women of Nuremberg saw. So just like this, Revelation 7 or 1 and 7, it says, every eye shall see him. All right. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell upon the earth. They saw what the news described as an aerial battle out of the sun, followed by the appearance of a large black triangular object. Come on, man. So each time you hear about it, this large giant chariot just shows up in the midst of these presumably air battles, all right, military exercises, and exhausted combatant spheres falling to earth in clouds of smoke. So they were coming down like clouds of smoke out of the sky, chariots, all right, clouds of heaven. The broad sheet claims that witnesses observed hundreds of spheres, man, hundreds of them, and cylinders, what they call tic tac UFOs today, and other odd shaped objects, man, meaning fourth dimensional shit they can't understand. Not that shit that weirdo was talking about online. He was on Joe Rogan. I forgot his name, man. Dude from Hustle and Flow. Yeah, he be bugging out. He don't know what the hell he talking about. Got proof on it. But so now what was I? Something just caught my attention. Yeah, that's what I want to get. This is Psalm 68 and 17. See, he said they observed hundreds of chariots, man, that moved erratically overhead. Psalm 68 and 17, the chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Yahweh Shai is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place, that big giant chariot that came down over Mount Sinai, which is probably that big giant triangular one. If you read Ezra's, second Ezra's 13. Ezra's trying to look and see where he cut it from. He said it looked like a mountain in the sky. It looked like a huge mountain in the sky. All right. So the wood cut illustration depicts objects of various shapes, including crosses, what we think is crosses, with or without spheres on the arms. All right, so small spheres, two large crescents. Damn, look like probably like stealth bomber. A black sphere. There you go. They want it like cannonball. And cylindrical objects like pillars in the sky, from which several small spheres emerged. So those smaller spheres came out of the bigger ones and darted around the sky at dawn. All right, so that happened here as well. Let me show you if I can get it. All right, so those smaller ones, they come out of the bigger, but they call it fathership. Yeah. I remember seeing that on this right here. Let me see if I can play it.
Maybe proof we're not alone in the universe. A UFO in the form of a bright light is seen descending over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. The video is said to be taken over the weekend. Then suddenly the light shoots up into the sky. There you see it. Another video from a different angle appears to show the light doing the same thing. Those clips have gone viral now.
Yeah, that one right there. I'm gonna see if I can get a better view of it. Check this out. It goes up into a thing about this video that a lot of people haven't noticed. This sphere or chariot that came down went back up into a bigger chariot. You'll see red um shapes just moving like in circular motion, right? Like real huge above it. Watch this. If I can get it to play. It's clear enough.
Amazing. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was caught from different angles. Look at that. It was actually a flying saucer. It wasn't an orb, but to us it looked like a ball, but it was actually a disc. All right, they had a close-up view as well, closer than this.
You can almost hardly look at it.
How bright it is.
We've seen them in Mississippi like this, but
He said you can almost hardly look at it. That's how bright it was.
Yeah.
And it's over Jerusalem.
Whoa!
Oh. Now, I don't know if you can see it. Damn, nope. They ain't gonna show it. But if you go back and watch that video, I don't know if I can find it, man. I ain't gonna say it too long and try to find it, but this is a close-up view. I remember I saw it years ago. Look at this one. This is a different one. Oh, that is it. There you go. There you go. Kyle, like, how about Shamel? I never seen this clip right here, man. But this is the one I was. Look at this. I don't be lying, man. I don't be lying. Look, check this out. All right, look. Now the video I saw and the view that I saw was a different angle of a chariot, and it was up close, right, of this. But the point I was making about it going up into a bigger chariot. Check this out at the end, man. Look at this. And we get to see a closer view of this chariot. Look at it. That's how I look up close. It's like a platform. That could be an angel. You never know. I was just gonna take off. Boom. Look, what is that? What is that? It's something bigger there. It shot off into this bigger chariot. You see the
We've seen
red
them in
tip.
Mississippi like this, but never mind. Mississippi like this, but never mind.
Look at that, man.
We've seen them in Mississippi like this, but never mind.
Boy. All right, so let's go here. It says a black sphere and cylindrical objects, all kind of different shaped chariots, man, from which several small spheres emerged and darted around the sky at dawn. Come on, man. In the morning of April 14th, 1561, at daybreak, between 4 and 5 a.m., a dreadful apparition. A what? A dreadful apparition occurred on the sun. All right. So, I'm not gonna read all this, man. All right, but yeah, it's a dreadful apparition, as we read in Maccabees, where it said, verse 4, uh, Second Maccabees chapter 5 and 4. Wherefore every man prayed that the apparition might turn to good. So, all right, so something ghostly. Let's see apparition real quick. This is a word for apparition. It means a ghost-like image of a person. Scared the shit out of these people. It's gonna scare them even more real soon. A wraith, a spirit, and that's what the angels are. The angels are spirits. So I'm gonna get these precepts real quick. That's right. So Lord said you're gonna have him trembling. And his eyes are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. All right. So I'm gonna read this real quick, man. I'm gonna share a couple pictures that they drew from back then. This was, this is what they drew back then when they saw it. But they look, they tried. You know, they got the disc shape, but they thought it was like a ship, literally in the sky. You know, back then they didn't know today like vehicles. All right. So even today, you got Esau describing the chariots as what they think in their carnal mind in this dimension, three-dimensional thinking. It's a spear. It's a tic tac. It's a cigar. It's a pill shape. You feel me? They can't even fathom what we're about to see. Look at these idiots. They drew a damn real ship, a pirate ship, on top of a cloud. This is what they thought. Is that what you thought? All right. That's something else. This is what, if you see this is not chariots. Where it look like a bunch of suns in the sky all at once. It's just a reflection. They call them sun dogs. All right, just some images I put together, just kind of looking at. All right. That's what they saw. How tiny the damn ground look compared to what they saw. Ooh, boy. Man. When the Lord show up, that's why I said they're going to be trembling. Share this one. See? They drew the chariot with eyes all over it. That's what the chariot said. It got windows all around it. But look how many out there. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, the clouds of heaven. All right, with beams. They got beams coming down. Look at that. That's why was you heard the term beam me up, Scotty? And Scotty just means black, blackish. Share this tab. All right, so let me get that one out of there. Kind of just getting ready some of these pictures I had up here. All right, check this one out. You see, yeah, you see that sometimes today all over the internet, TikTok. There's the other one from Stralsund or 1561. Look, a house in the sky right here. Chariots, balls of fire. All right, bristled and bay, and uh, four horses of Zechariah. When it said, "These are come to fray them," right? Let me get that scripture just in case. I'm gonna read this real quick. Come to fray them. What is that one? I think. Wait, yeah, Zechariah 1. And it says here, Zechariah 1 and 18. Then lift I up mine eyes and saw, behold, four horns. Those four horns are those kingdoms, basically the satanic kingdom that's upon this earth. The last one being Esau, the Roman Empire. All right, the four horns represent um what's it called? Syria or Babylon, Medo-Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, and the Roman Empire. All right. Matter of fact, uh, let's see, lucky. Bear with me. Here you go. This is Second Ezra's 11 and 39. Art thou? It says this. Art art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts? The four beasts spoken of in Daniel uh, chapter 7, also chapter 2. Four kingdoms. All right, the Babylonian, Medo-Persian Empire, the Greek, and the Roman. It says, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? So the end of wickedness on earth is going to come through during the time of Esau's rulership right now. So Zechariah 1 and 18. Then lifted I up mine eyes and saw, and behold, four horns. So in the sky, he saw four, well, kingdoms. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these? And he answered, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. See, the Lord raised up these horns to scatter us. All right. And he said he's going to return to us the times that cankerworm and these different nations have taken from us. Yahweh showed me four carpenters, four workers, right, builders. And these are the angels, four archangels that work under Yahweh Shah, spoken of in Ezekiel. All right. Then said I, what come these to do? That's Revelation chapter 7. Right. So angels standing on the four corners of the earth. Then said I, what come these to do? So what are these chariots for? And he spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head. So these nations put us underfoot. All right, put us in a helpless position, so the Lord can show His power and our weakness. But these are what? But these angels, these chariots, are set up for the last days to fray them, to cast out the horn, the exalted, the rulership of the Gentiles, the heathen nations. Right? You got two forms of Gentiles. You got the natural born heathens or foreigners, and you got Israelites that follow after, or that were scattered, and we lost our custom and became Gentiles. But this is what these angels are set up to fray and cast out, go to war against these ruling nations, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter. Right? So they set up for the last days to go to war against them, to fray them. Where's there you go. To quake, to cause them to what? To tremble, to be terrified. So the Lord set these angels up to scare the hell out of damn Esau. They're gonna be anxiously careful to go or come trembling. Damn. That real quick, man. I mean, not that, but let me get something real quick. Gee, that's why they was trembling when they saw these things, because the Most High wanted that way. All right. I had a scripture on my mind. There's a scripture on my spirit just now. I lost it. Okay. Kind of water out, but you know, sure. All right. So this is gonna happen. All right. So Revelations 12:7, and there was war in heaven. There's gonna be a war in heaven. That's what this symbolizes. Battle. Right. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. So, and the dragon fought and his angels. Right. So, Esau's air force and their technology and all the shit they building out there in space, they're gonna use that to fight against the holy angels, what they call UFOs. And Michael and his angels. See, that's why the four archangels, Michael's the top archangel under Yahweh Shai. They're over all the other hosts of the angels. So when the Lord sent Michael, he basically sending all the angels, right? And they're gonna fight against the dragon, and the dragon is gonna fight against the holy angels, man. And they what? And they prevailed not, so they're gonna fail horribly. Esau gonna lose. Neither was, and the dragon represents that whole system of America, NATO, EU, you know, and its allies. And they're gonna prevail not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven, so they're gonna lose their rulership. That's the horns. The horn represents something that's exalted. The great dragon was cast out. They're gonna lose their power in this earth. That old serpent, and they're the serpent. Esau is the serpent, called the devil. So they also the devil, deceiver, and Satan, and an adversary, contender against the Most High, against Yahweh Shai on this earth. They're the prey for the predator, which deceiveth the whole world. That's what they're doing with a new world order. And he was cast out into the earth. Slavery. And his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and kingdom. So strength to the elect. in the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. That has to happen. That hasn't happened yet. Esau got to be cast down, all right, before we can rule. Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. The hand of the man is betwixt the heel and the foot. And the hand, I mean. So it means it's gonna be instantaneous. The regime change, the rulership upon this earth, new heaven and a new earth, which accused them before our power day and night. All right, so now, if I got anything else up here, I want to read real quick. I'll show. There's going to be war in heaven. That's why I call them war chariots. But they're also chariots of salvation. Isaiah 31:5, as birds flying, flock of birds, right? Deep formation, different formation. So will Yahweh of the heavenly army, the Lord of the heavenly army, shall defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it for himself, basically. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead. One more precept. I believe. Let's go here. Go here. Matter of fact. Hey. Yeah, this was beautiful, man. I was thinking about these chariots, and I seen this at Cannonball. I'm like, that's the same thing from them ancient pictures. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh man, it just shows like time. Our time has no effect on the spiritual realm, man. You know? It said we shall wax old as a garment, but thy throne is forever. Right? So now let me go here. I'm gonna close this one out. That one. Let me read this precept. It says here, 2 Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So that's what the Lord's gonna do. He's gonna recompense all these nations that troubled us on the earth, going all the way back to Syria and ancient Babylon. He ain't done with them yet. You know what I'm saying? And all the way up till Esau today, they gotta pay for that. Double. So seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled, rest with us when Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. He shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. All right. Come on, man. With his mighty angels. And oh, now it says with his and to you who are troubled, rest with us. So we resting in this work in the spirit of truth. That's our rest. Waiting. When Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. It's gonna be revealed. It's not gonna be a mystery anymore. You know? And flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh, that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Shai, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power, right? So all this is going to happen Um, right here, look, this is gonna happen in the presence of the holy angels, so they're gonna get to see it, the finishing product. The angels get to see it as well. He said they desire to look into it. Revelation 14 and 10, the same, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast or his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, or charagma, see, the one that obey not Yahweh Shai, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. So that's what's coming, man. All right. Yeah. So hopefully this was cool, edifying. If you were watching, and let me read this comment. Oh, I gotta read my comments before I end. Hey, Nakar, Shalom, brother. Y'all about Shemel Shah Brakatah. Top of the morning to you. All right, so hopefully there's a little encouragement, man, edification. Just interesting, man. No new thing under the sun. And the Lord has always been with us. It's just we're going through his judgment right now. That's just it. You know, so he said, that's why he said, move not in haste in time of troubles, just wait. And swing little sweet chariot. They're coming to carry us home. And stick a foot in Esau's rear end. With that, I'm gonna end it and say Shalom. I'm gonna say Kal Halayim Lehawa by Hashem Abishai, by Hashem Harakakudash Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. And Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth, man. Keep your eyes to the skies, man. Just know that he's always watching. Shalom.